Hey, big hello once again to everyone watching and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. I know it's been a little while since I played the series, but coming to you with a brand new series where this time we're actually starting on the Great British Isles. We're over here in the UK, including Ireland and also just the tippity top bit of France, but no one cares about that. We can always create the Dover to Calais ferry border crossing. But we're over here at the moment in the 1920s, recreating pre-nationalisation British Rail, where the country only had 4 railway operators. You had the Southern Railway, the Great Western Railway, and LNER, London North Eastern Railway, and I forgot the 4th one. There's only 4 to remember, and I've already forgotten it, but that's beside the point. So I will start the series, start the timer. So I think the first thing that I do plan to do is I've got 15 million in the bank. I think if I started building the Great Western Mainline from London down to Exeter and Truro, I'm surprised we don't have what is it, Penzance. If we had Penzance, then we could recreate the longest train journey in the UK from Aberdeen down to Penzance. But I suppose we can sort of look at that a bit later, because it just pretend like Truro is like, it's close enough to Penzance anyway. Like it's in Cornwall, it's vaguely the same area, you know. Sod it, it counts. Before I do that, I'll just very quickly change a few settings, because I just realised I have messed up in the background here, which you can't see what I'm doing. That's fine, that's for the best. Let's turn this like that. Okay. There you go, so now I can come back into the game. Yeah, so first thing that I suppose I should get doing is building a grand big terminal. We'll build something similar to Paddington. A refurbished station. Oh, it's been such a while I have to remember all the controls. But yeah, how's everyone doing? That's in chat at the moment. Over here, starting off in London. This is vaguely West London. It's not really Central London. If I wanted Central London, I would put it here, but that's expensive. So I'm going to pretend like this is Central London. I'm going to do a district railway. I'm going to make this as cheap as humanly possible. Or should I go with... I do really want a grand terminus, that's the thing. I think we went with this, and then building size of 3, so it's a ginormous building. And then I think if we have at least 2 platforms, because I do plan to run more services from here eventually. Platform length of 160 meters. I think 240 would be nice to start off with. And then it would go... Should we have a stop off in Bristol is the question. You know what? Oh, it is actually pretty hilly. And that would eat into our funds. So, hello Crazy. It's good to see you. How's things been going with you, and how's your save file on Transport Fever 2? Because it's been a little while since I've asked, and actually since I played this game. I think if I get... It's going to be a bit hard to get like Temple Meads, right? Oh, why did the Great Western Railway choose to have a station here of all places? And the scaling is like slightly wrong. So like in real life, obviously, you don't have basically Mount Everest just behind Bristol. But I suppose it doesn't really matter. Try not completely break the bank. Then I think I'll terminate it at Exeter for now. So London, Bristol, Exeter. Just because, again, really would much rather not break the bank. We only have 15 mil, and this is our starting route. It's a shame because we can't even do commuter rail in London just yet. A million? No, a million. That would require a really tight turn to get out of here. But then again, that is accurate for Temple Meads. can't actually curve this this platform, can I? It's unfortunate. Alright, put that like that. £1 million straight out of the bank. Yikes. Great Eastern Railway. Oh, never mind. Great Eastern merged with Alenia in 1920. Yes, yeah, it did, because it became the Big Four. That's why I can't remember. If not, just destroy Truro and place a new city at Penzance. I could. That is actually very true. But also, that's £3 million to get rid of Truro, and you know, as much as I hate Truro, I don't know if they're worth that much. Don't think I want to be spending £3 million on them just yet. They're not even getting a station. That's how much I hate them. Get a station there. So, starting with Exeter, Bristol to London. I mean, somewhat vaguely similar to the Great Western Main Line. Let's get 125 mile per hour track. No catenary, because this is third rail. Oh. Okay, the game is stuttering a bit. It is not enjoying what I'm doing. Let's get a nice viaduct going. Like the Dulles Brook Viaduct, I think it is, in London. Where the Northern Line, like the highest point of the tube, where the Northern Line goes over, and from Mill Hill East. Get something similar to that here. Probably, I'd say probably do like that. Do the same here. So there we go. Eventually get a motorway underneath there. Never mind platforms 2. That platform is, as long as the city itself, pretty good. I've been playing Transport Fever 2 in a while. Yeah, I feel that. I do feel that. And you are actually right. This platform is just as long as London. It is crazy. The scale is like just a tad bit off, but I suppose, you know, like to get the entirety of the UK and also Ireland and also a bit of France, can't really like complain too much at that, to be fair. So like, I won't take I won't complain. I'll just take it. So 400,000. So far we have spent a good 4 million actually just doing the tracks between Paddington and Bristol and Exeter. 2 cities actually just connected by road. We could have just connected them by coach, to be honest. I don't feel like doing a London Midland at the moment. I was going to suggest maybe another line in Cardiff, but that terrain is even worse. Let's take a look at Cardiff. Yeah, do you know what? Cardiff is just completely off the tables at the moment. It's actually surprising they have an entire like metro system around like the Cardiff sort of metro area, if you like. It's not really a metro because it's National Rail, but like technically it should be a metro. And also the what's it called, like the Hearts of Wales line as well. That just goes basically down the centre. Don't know how that's possible because that ain't going to be happening here. I will create a line eventually that does just go Cardiff, Swansea, Fishguard, Aberystwyth, and also that word. Not even going to bother trying to pronounce that. Okay. So railways could get the track going up to Oxford, but gotta make sure that we do actually reach the capital. Although big issue, there is a mountain in the way. Okay, how about we avoid the mountain? Just so that I'm not paying for tunnels. We are taking, this is a long way around to London, but do you know what? It still gets us there. And I don't really like that viaduct, if I'm being entirely honest. I feel like create more of like this viaduct over here. If not, we can always just single track it. Okay, these are actually absolutely ginormous mountains, considering how high up that was. Oh god. Okay, I might have bitten off way more than I can chew here. Just ferry the Welsh cities around. Oh, that's true actually. Coatsy London expand all the way to Dover and Cambridge. Yeah, do you know what? Like, in this universe, it's going to be canonical that the Greenbelt never existed. So, So property developers, basically, London is just going to turn into one massive mega city, going to encapsulate the entirety of Ipswich, Cambridge, Oxford, Southampton, Brighton and Dover. And that's just going to be, they're basically going to turn into boroughs of London in this save. Okay. Okay, and then put over this nice little, oops, not that. Short, medium, I'll do medium. Okay, 9 million quids, and we've basically completed a single track line between Paddington and Exeter, taking the long way around via Bristol. But hopefully people actually use this. I have also made this a bit more hard. It is on oh, in saying that, actually, I wasn't even connected to the tracks. Jesus, didn't want to already create the first like rail accident in the UK. Okay, switch point back there, and then switch point back over here, and then get signals with semaphore signaling. So that's for that, and then protect this junction so that trains don't do an oopsie and collide with each other. And then one way, yes, yes. Signal space in 500 meters. Has that worked? That has worked. Okay, now to do it in the opposite direction. Basically, want them. Yep, there we go. That has actually auto-signaled for me. Get that going over there. I do like. I have also put catenary in Bristol Station. I am about, I think, 100 years. Yeah, roughly about 100 years too early for that, considering the Great Western Main Line wasn't electrified until probably about 2017, which is slightly embarrassing for the UK, if I'm being entirely honest. Okay, so get that like that, and then this, because it's all single track, get a signal up there from here. Has that worked? You know what, that has worked good enough. Right, now having a central sort of depot, if you like. I think I will put it just outside Paddington, which is what I will rename this to. Put this like that, and then not exactly what I was looking for, if I'm being honest. Put some tracks. Would be nice if I could connect it up around like this, but it's a bit too close to actually do that. Instead, what I shall do is probably put it back here, and then tracks, so that this, basically, you can go into Bristol, or you can go into London from the depot. So it somewhat looks like we're doing an old Oak Common here. So signal there. Signal there as well, and then put another signal over here just to protect this sort of junction. And then all the other thing left to do is actually create the routes. There's a strike today in Germany. Oh, is there? Is it just in your local city, or is it like countrywide? Because if I'm being honest, we know a lot about strikes, especially railway strikes. Because our government does not like, well, actually I say our government, but that's more for like doctors and whatnot, but still sort of counts for like public service, like railway workers as well, even though they're run by private companies. Our government just doesn't like to pay them, which is a bit confusing. I also don't understand how it says that they cannot connect all of the stations. That's extremely confusing. Listen to platform 2. Okay, that does work, but why is it saying that it can't connect? Can't connect from Exeter to Bristol? Bristol to Exeter, for some reason, is not connected. Okay, why? Where have I messed up? I don't actually know why this isn't working. So left hand running. And then all these signals should be facing the right way. Don't notice any obvious points where the tracks just aren't connected. 1 train per hour instead of 2 and 3 during peak times. Okay, to be fair, like having 1 train per hour instead of 3 during the peak, I can imagine how rammed that is. And that is an absolute nightmare. Well, just local public transport is running fully normally. Oh, that makes sense. Countrywide private operator here that operates important services wasn't striking, but a reduced timetable. Do you mean Deutsche Bahn? DB? Is that the operator that's striking? Because if so, trust me, here in the UK, we don't have a good track record with them in terms of Arriva Rail, and also just Arriva Bus. Okay, why is this not working? I am confused. Bristol Platform 2? No, that just completely refuses to work. Oh, do you know what? Other way around, Platform 1? No? What? I'm so confused. London... Okay, London to Bristol works fine, but then... From Bristol to Exeter, it just doesn't work. No. I don't... Oh, do you know what? It's because of that signal there. That signal there shouldn't be a one-way. There you go. I figured this out. I'm not a complete donut. There we go. Bloomin' heck. Get a second stop at Bristol. God almighty, that took way too long to figure out what the hell was going on. Oh, never mind. 3 trains per hour. That's actually... Wait, hang on a minute. To get a free train per hour like during peak time is actually pretty good. Well, the German Drivers Association are those who are striking. Do you know what? Like, fair enough. I respect people who do go on strike, because I'm just like, do you know what? You actually fight for the higher pay. Because you're probably not being paid enough, let's be honest. Get myself an A3-5. And then also some passenger compartments. The Donnerbusch. I can't say that, that's German. Assume I'm completely butchering that. Get 2... Oh, okay. Can't get 2 of those. I'm completely out of money, so... I would ideally like to get 2 trains. What if I went to the bank and I asked for some money? Asked for quite a bit of money. Let's see how much they would give me. 20 million? Oh, they'd happily give me 20 million. That's a mistake on their part. But I would abuse it. Okay, so now we can put these onto our Great Western Main Line, which will be GWR pad to I don't actually remember what the station code for Exeter is. I think it's just EXT. GWR Paddington to Exeter. So that's our main line there. Whilst we're doing that also, I'll just create a few bus routes. Because who doesn't love a few buses? Only thing is, right-hand drive, which doesn't make much sense in London, but you know. Also, I just put UK Midlands bus flag there, even though we're in London. Remove that stop. Can I get London Transport? No, I cannot. Right, fair enough. Just get that then. I go get a little circular service going. Whilst we're here, I suppose we can run a few coaches from Brighton up to London. It's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. Get that down there. And then around Bristol. Really do need to actually run a sort of free transfer service for Bristol, because the station is in basically the middle of nowhere. There is also just a bridge to Cardiff, so introduce a service from there as well. And then around Exeter, the station isn't even connected. That makes me look like a complete donut. Get that all connected somehow. Oh, says there's too much slope, so sod it. It's not going to actually be connected again. Connected back up even. Game sort of decide that one out for itself. I think if I get this going up here and then get the street to connect through to here without it being super expensive. There we go, get that going around there. So that then get this going around like that, and then on top of that, get another road from here that just cuts through there like that. 73 grand wasted on those roads, but sort of important to get a decent network going, I'd say. I'd hope. Hopefully this doesn't lead me to being bankrupt, but I have changed the difficulty, so this is actually on the most difficulty at the moment. It's on hard difficulty. Well, usually we have around 7 regional trains departing an hour and 6 S-Bahn trains per hour. Some areas of Germany do an emergency schedule, but mostly like one train every 2 hours. Some every 4 hours. Do you know what? That is still... In England, it's largely the same, because you do have... It's more out in the sticks that you'll get services that are like, say, once every single day, or like a couple of times a day. It's very rare you'd get it in major cities. That's more like bus services. Say, for example, actually the Heart of Whale line is actually a good example. I think it's 2 hourly now at the moment. Just because they're sort of... I think it's problems with their rolling stock, if I remember correctly. That's the reason why it's 2 hourly at the moment. Get that from Cardiff into Bristol, not the actual station. Or actually, do you know what? Doesn't need to go all the way in there. Let's go around Queen Street, which I do believe exists in Bristol, so that is a good piece of accurate lore. So I'd say get 2 of these. So 1 for the circular route, 1 for the route out to Cardiff. 1 of those out here for line number 3. And then 2 more down here. Hello, Mr. Bank, I need another loan. Get another deck seat. The Daimler deck seat car. If you rearrange that, you could get the street deck car, which is very similar to a Daimler street deck. Get that on there and get this down on the route to Brighton. Oh, neck-breaking speeds there, going down to Brighton at 21 miles per hour. So first train, just coming now out of the depot. First sort of steam train. It is looking a bit pathetic because it is holding only 1 coach, 1 carriage if you like. Just check the timetables hourly as well. Honestly, I wouldn't even want to know how busy the trains on private operators that aren't striking are. Genuinely, they are probably like absolutely ram-packed, because I know for a fact here in England, whenever like there's a strike day, say on the tube, buses outside are completely rammed solid, and like you see hundreds of people, if not thousands, waiting. Say at like even major stations, say at Victoria, Euston, Paddington, those stations where like they can't get onwards connections. Then yeah, absolutely ram solids. But yeah, most of that is either 1 train every 2 hours. Just checked only. It's weird to see the DB website to suggest bus rides that take 35 minutes as a 7-minute bus journey, but it makes sense, I guess. To be fair, that's not really the end of the world. I'm surprised they haven't really put any, just making sure signals are correct, any sort of extras on for the bus services, or any extras on, like, I imagine the private operators are probably running extra services just to capitalize on the fact that, oh, you know, like the state operators basically hit the wall. Why is there just a random depot there? Delete that. Chugging along at steady speeds of 62 miles per hour. I see some buses in Berlin are 14 minutes late. That's not too bad, actually, to be fair, considering like it's probably a lot more traffic, a lot more people driving into town instead of taking the train. I feel like that's mostly what happens whenever there's train strikes. Yeah, it's inconvenient, and let's be honest, that's the entire point of striking. But most people either don't go in if they don't have to, or they make alternate arrangements, say driving or taking the bus in instead. But I dread to think how busy the buses in Berlin are. Oh, do you know what? This bus, holding of talking of buses, actually has 21 people in it, and I think we're in the wrong generation to have Wendy's at the moment. Gonna be honest. But you can go to the Renaissance Cafe. See, again, this is one thing that I hate the UK for. I really do wish that our cities sort of the same similar size as that had trams, because really, like, we just don't do trams here in the UK, and it's a massive issue. Say like major cities like Bournemouth, Brighton, Birmingham does have actually trams, to be fair, but like Cardiff, Bristol, I'd say like. Ooh, some of them. Oh, Leeds, Bradford, those sort of areas, like they sort of do need trams. Like it would be very nice. It would just make traveling so much faster. Place it. Oh, this has just replaced it with a sign, or I can replace it with nothing, because it is the 1920s currently, and road safety doesn't exist. So if you get hit by the train, it is more your fault. Should have watched for it. So there are... How many people are on this train? There is not a soul on this train. Might be going into the negatives. In fact, actually, we're already in the negatives. Not good, not good. But in saying that, there are 40 people waiting in London because, of course, they're commuting out to the suburbs. Even by suburbs, I mean out into the countryside, to other cities. Yeah, remember the streets of Berlin and Brandenburg have a live map, even more fun to look at, look delays at. That is true. Surprisingly, the private company train in my city at the moment is on time. See, now that you've said that, you've probably jinxed it, and it's probably going to be horrendously late. Give it, I'd say, another 10 minutes, and it'll probably be late. But to be fair as well, what I find during strikes, because there's less like trains on the network, most of them are on time. Because I think that is sort of the biggest problem. I don't know about in Europe, because again, I'm talking from like personal experience in the UK. That's the biggest problem with the railways here. Is the fact that they're so congested that even like a 2-minute delay where, oh no, like someone's dropped something in between like the train and the tracks and you have to retrieve it. It takes 5 minutes, but that'll have a knock-on delay because all the trains are scheduled so close together. Oh, is there people? There's actually 14 people waiting to go into London. How many people are going to get off here at Bristol? So far 20. We're looking at about, to be fair, having 30 people exit out here at Bristol ain't too bad. The only thing is having a bunch of people waiting for our shuttle service. Not great, although I don't know why the game does this. This is horrendous sort of road generation. It's made a shed. General market, no thank you. Line number 2, so that's our transfer service. But there is 18 people waiting here. We'll do 20 miles per hour. I'm going to look at actually the top speed of these vehicles is 22, so there isn't much point at the moment to upgrade the roads. Because we're not going to be gaining... could always 31. We're not losing any capacity here actually if we replace them with, well, that just feels like a trap to say, to be honest. So I'm not going to try pronounce that. Could I replace, oh yeah, I forgot I am sort of broke. Don't know if the bank will let me take out another 5 million. Also feel like probably it's for the best if I didn't take out another 5 million, but 30 million? Okay, I can take out 30 million, so that's not too bad. What I would do is I want to replace this with the faster brush here, so I can go 25 miles per hour, and then So that's that one. But then over here, I would like to probably duplicate you so you have a second bus on the shuttle. You're faster, so now that you're faster, I'll get a road where you can actually get up to 30 or 25. Dizzying heights are 25. I would like to... Oh, I can't set a bus lane. Okay. Okay, well... What? Are we serious? They're like, it's going to cost me a couple million just to upgrade this road? What? Can get that and then get that back down up to 20. It will be patch meal just because I do not want to completely go broke. Just trying to make the roads faster. Okay. That is casually just like 3 million. Oh, I spent 500 grand doing that. That was a mistake. And then I think also what I'll do is I'll upgrade the road between Brighton and London. Unless, actually, hang on a minute. Should be doing really is using these narrow country lanes because they actually have a higher top speed. Place that down. Come back up to Cardiff. Only costs 100 grand. There we go. High top speed, 40 miles per hour. And then replace this vehicle in Brighton with the 25 mile per hour bus, because 4 extra miles per hour makes all the difference. Hello, has been since a while since I was stream. Been busy with college, but also getting better as I've been ill 9 weeks now, slowly getting better. You know, Alex, I hope you are feeling better, and I hopefully that you do actually get better, because being ill for 9 weeks, that is actually atrocious. I feel for you, my guy. Just saw on Berlin tram with a 52-minute delay. What is the sort of like motto with delays then over in Germany? Do vehicles sort of get like curtailed, turn short to try like gain time again, or because I know here outside of London, operators really try not to do it. So even if a bus has like a half an hour delay, and if a train has, I think a train has to have about a 2 hour delay before like it gets turned short, because they try to get you to your end destination no matter how late the train or like bus is. Oh my god, there are also tram jams. Try to say that fast 3 times over. Tram jams. Where there are multiple trams behind each other. Somehow the most frequent tram line in Berlin runs every 45 minutes and not having like 5 trams all behind each other. That's because what I find, it after past like a certain frequency, a route literally just becomes basically immune to delays, because even though like the trams on the route might actually be like 50 minutes delayed individually, because it's so frequent you don't actually notice it because they already are bunched anyway, because every like couple of minutes it's basically like that tram should have been here about 2 hours ago, but it's actually here now, but you wouldn't ever know that because they try to keep the 4-minute headway. Never experienced something so late to experience it. Oh, you've never been on something so late to experience it. That's lucky. Wish I could relate genuinely. That would be nice. I've been on so many things that have been actually atrociously late. Oh, this train has 40 people on it. 48. Rocking its way down to London. My A class. But I do remember that once the tram I was going got curtailed because the next one was right behind each other. I assume that's on like a 15-minute frequency or something like that. To be fair, like what you said about the most frequent tram routes in Berlin, it reminds me of in Manchester, the most frequent bus routes, the 192. It runs like every 2 to 3 minutes, but genuinely, it might as well run every like 50 seconds or every 30 seconds, because you literally just see them in a line, like 5, all just following each other. It is insane. It's the same with the 25 down in Brighton and also the 25 in London, although the 25 in London is no longer the most frequent. I think that title goes to the 38, which literally, like, you could have lines of them back to back. And then you're just like, how has this happened? But then also like, do you know what? Fair enough. It is always crazy though, because in Manchester with the 192 and Brighton, I guess as well, I've seen, even though they're like sort of back to back and there's massive lines of like say 3 all going in the same direction, or 4, 5, they're actually all always rammed. The only time that I've not seen, not the only time, but like the only example of that I've seen where like the buses aren't rammed is with the 38 in London. Oh, so we're sort of in a hole right now, sort of clawing our way out. Exeter is crying out for an extra bus, so I'll probably give them that extra bus. I think London is doing fine in terms of buses at the moment. Yeah, so route number 1 has 2 buses on it, so it doesn't need a second. So the route down to Brighton's sort of doing alright. Not too bad. Could replace that with a train eventually. I'll probably get like Victoria up here and then, or might actually do sort of like King's Cross St Pancras, like the Thameslink station. Although we're not really in the era for it, but technically it would have existed already because it's Snow Hill Tunnel and that was built by the Metropolitan Railway. I've been on something so late all at once. In smaller cities and towns, I can barely see any delays. Would be nice. Even here, even in the smaller towns and cities, all it takes is literally one like accident, and then that's it. It's tailbacks for hours, or like roadworks. That happens as well. But it's quite bad actually. To be fair, what I find is actually more. There's a higher chance of you seeing delays, say in a smaller town on like a regional route than you are on like a main line, which doesn't really make much sense if you think about it. But like say something around like, oh, I just realised there's not even Norwich. They have Lowestoft, but they don't have Norwich. That doesn't make sense. And also I don't know what Boston's doing here. We're not in the States. That's weird. Sheffield, Leeds, Manchester, Liverpool, Lancaster, Carlisle. Do you know what I might as well do actually? Since these cities are so close to each other, and also if I could stop being broke, that would be nice. Take myself a larger loan. I might actually just build a little bus route between these two places. And then a bus station. This will be, it's not really central Manchester, but close enough. This covers most of Manchester, oh sorry, Liverpool. Sorry to all the Scousers I've offended. Get that over there, and then central Manchester. Probably be about here. Sort of covers the entirety of Manchester pretty well, and then get a bus depot in between the two. And get a bus route. So this is Liverpool to Manchester. So Liv to Man. Bus. Should probably put what it is in at the first. So bus. Liv down to Man. So this is rail replacement actually. And then line number 1 is the London Circular. So I probably put Paddington bus, pad, shuttle. And then line number 2 is the one that's, I think, Bristol? Yeah, so this is Bristol. So bus, Bristol Temple Meads. Hang on a minute, I need to check what Bristol Temple Meads station code is. Bristol Temple Meads station code is BRI. Okay, didn't know that. BRI to a BRI shuttle. Then line number 3 is then Exeter shuttle. So bus, EXT shuttle. Number 4 is then bus, BNT to pads, which is now that I think about it, actually a really interesting route. It would be interesting if a bus did that in real life, from Brighton Station down to up to Paddington. But then bus, be alright to Cardiff. I need to check what Cardiff is. Cardiff is CDF, Cardiff Central. CDF. There we go, nicely organised. Get some buses for this route. Get ourselves the higher capacity buses. Probably get 3 of them because I think this will be pretty busy. Liverpool to Manchester. Strike is ending in 57 minutes, so it's ending at 5. Has it been a 24-hour sort of thing? I've only been part in one public transport accident before, but many other times it's happened. It's never affected me. I've thankfully, so far, never been in any, and I don't plan to be in any sort of public transport accidents. Bus lane, yes. It would be nice to then sort of get asymmetric roads. I need to make this road wider, I feel like. Although I don't want to do the classic thing of being like, just one more lane will solve it. One more lane. That is all we need. But like, I don't want my buses to be stuck in traffic. If I could help it. That's 300,000. Don't really want to be spending that. Get that in there. And then in Liverpool, to be fair, the traffic actually isn't bad. So there isn't really much of a reason to have a bus lane here. But we'll have one anyway. And then there's just a random birds walking alongside country roads. You can take the bus, you know, love. Luckily, that accident started at 10 PM last night. I feel like that sort of doesn't have like the most, like, it's not as damaging as it could be, so that's sort of a good thing, the way that they've done that, because here it would be 24 hours, and it would be like at the end of service, say at like midnight until midnight the next day. Luckily, the accident site was cleared pretty quick. I just walked next to the tram stop and then waited 5-ish minutes. I was riding in the tram. Is there an IC train that is 6 minutes early? Hang on a minute, it's doing it all wrong. You're supposed to be late, not early. But we've got ourselves a great Western Main Line on the go here. This shuttle route in Bristol is really busy. Like, really, really busy. To the point where it needs another bus. I've got to spend money to make money, and I've maxed out my loan, so got 2 more buses on the Bristol shuttle, and sort of hope and pray. Hope and pray. That's all I can do. That eventually I'll start making some decent money. Is this railway making money? Not really. Yikes. The extra shuttle is just dip below having enough to buy another bus. Oh no, actually there we go, got another one. At the moment, starting off with these what even are these? Hang on a minute, where's our road depot? The Daimless deck seat cars, or the seat decks, just call them seat decks. Oh Jesus, 3 metro trains all in the same direction between the same stations. Oh yikes. That is actually really, really bad. 17 people are waiting there. We have 15 heading towards Exeter. 60 people on that train. I feel like 60 people is not enough to break even. So I don't know if this service will ever make any money. Oh, that train. Oh, actually, to be fair, this train over here is making a bunch of money. Whereas this one is making the least. And to be honest, I feel like it's just because they're not spaced out evenly. So I'll pause this one here, wait until that one sort of goes into London, and then like the one in the opposite direction arrives at Bristol, Temple Meads, which I'll actually rename the station. This is Bristol Temple Meads, BRI. This over here is London Paddington, which is just Pad. And then down here is Exeter St. David's, which is EXT, I believe. Station code EXT. Oh no, that's Exeter St. Thomas. EXT. EXT is Exeter St. David's. So I got that wrong. Hang on a minute. Got to change all my station codes. EXT. And then where is EXT shuttle? There we go. I love how the trains are somehow running mostly on time when they're kind of not meant to. Yeah, as I said, they're sort of doing the opposite. That's not what they're supposed to be doing. Yet here they are. Also, I've let this train run. Sit here for too long. Whoops. I'm not doing service control very well, to be honest. Whilst here, would it be worthwhile setting up a bus route between Heartland and Exeter? Maybe. Maybe, but am I going to do that? I don't think I will. I don't think that is an option, to be honest. So let that go down there. This is filling up nicely, actually. So there is 60 people on this train. That's leaving whilst this is leaving, and then the third train is coming from London right now as we speak into Bristol Temple Meads. There's 50 people waiting in the opposite direction wanted to go to London actually in Bristol. So I think, do you know what? I think we've got ourselves a profitable railway here. We do have to just wait a bit for it to sort of catch on and sort of claw back, because we are in a bit of a hole at the moment. But do you know what? I say give it a good couple more months. Maybe by the, do you know what? By 1929, I think we'll definitely be in the positives. Small debt, not as much as Croydon Council, so it's fine. Do you know what? You say that, but like Croydon Council isn't even the biggest joke here now. The biggest joke is literally like Birmingham Council. Somehow, the second largest city in the UK's council has literally just gone bust. Like, how does that even happen? God, I actually want to speak to their accountants. Don't know why I decided to create this massive long platform, considering this diddy little train is all that is serving it, but you know. Hey ho, it's one of those things. Paddington Shuttle, Brighton bus actually is doing pretty well for itself. Not too bad. 60 people on the Paddington train. Is there 21 people here, but there is 65 waiting to go to Paddington from Bristol, so this is just going to mop up all the remaining people. And it also does show that this service is really busy, because it's going to fill up this train and there's still going to be people left behind. Still 20 people, 24, it's actually going up rapidly. Amount of people. I think actually having a lot of people, ooh, okay, so Cardiff bus needs another sort of bus on it. So I'm going to find the emptiest vehicle. This will go onto the Cardiff shuttle. What I was going to say was, like, I feel like Bristol, its metro area is actually like growing the fastest, because there is a lot of people and a lot of high rises now. We're probably actually I just got to realise I don't think high rises existed in the 20s. This is more like a 60s sort of invention. You wouldn't see high rises like this. I don't know what NIMBY Rails to have running to make money. My German or Dutch one. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about NIMBY Rails. Do you know what? That's actually probably going to be my next live stream. Should have done that instead of this, to be honest. But there we go. Wow, I don't know how I managed to completely forget about NIMBY Rails' existence, but I did. Are we are actually slowly making some money, to be fair. We're making 37 grand. Not a lot, but you know, it's fine. I feel like next it would be good to sort of recreate the Dover crossing. Dover to Calais. We do also have Lille. We have Buell. Buell, I think is how you say that. Buell. I don't know. That one, that's just really French, and I wouldn't even bother to try to pronounce that. Deep and Amen, as well as Middelburg, which is literally just like an island sort of town. This part reminds me of the Netherlands, to be honest. La Haye. Could do, say, also like something from Ipswich to La Haye. But I feel like what we would actually do eventually, sort of the end goal is to create High Speed 1, but High Speed 1 into France. We're going to colonise France. Don't forget Hull. Just have a ferry until 1994. Oh, it's just Brussels. Oh, that makes sense. I suppose that these are the French names. That is the Netherlands. I was right. I'm surprised that the loco didn't derail on those sharp turns. To be honest with you, the turns aren't actually that sharp. They probably look it at like from an aerial view, and also the scaling makes it look sharp, but it's not that sharp. So it's steaming along 50 miles per hour. Just takes it out 40. 47. Where is London? What? That's just not in. Have I? Aha, I see. I think these might be in French. That's why I didn't realise that this said Brussels. I thought this was Brussels. Huh. La Haye's The Hague, which is a pain to build its tram network in NIMBY rails. Well, do you know what? I could one-up you and actually just build a tram network now. With tram tracks. Yes, I'll just build a nice little tram network around La Haye. Even though I don't have the money for the trams, nor for the stops, nor really actually for the rails themselves. So I'll keep that in my dreams. And come back to that when I'm not broke. Which will probably be never, to be honest. Wouldn't mind also creating another route between Cardiff and Fishguard via Swansea, I suppose. Sort of bus route. Again, don't really have the money. I'm sort of waiting. You have issues on NIMBY rails with 10k waiting at Utrecht Central for like an entire day. I think there is a way if you go into the beta mode, I think, or the developer modes, then that sort of they're sort of like playing around with like changing how like passengers get calculated, so you're not going to have like 10,000 waiting on like one route. But again, that is something that I will have to like sort of play with when I'm next back on NIMBY. Should be the next stream. 54 people waiting to go to Paddington from Temple Meads. The train has 55 people on it, so only 5 of these people can actually get on the next train. That isn't the best sort of state of affairs, but I can't really do anything about it. I could. I am just lying through my teeth, but that requires investment and... Oh, I was going to say, I don't have the money for it. I do actually have a couple $100 grand sitting in my pocket. Never mind, spoke too soon, I'm broke again. I mean, it's kind of realistic. Utrecht Central is the busiest Dutch railway station. It is, but then also, like, you would never see 10,000... Maybe you would, like, in times of disruption, you would see, like, 10,000 people waiting at a railway station. Cut back to pictures of, like, when there was disruption at Free London Bridge, and this entire station was just swamped. Obviously, lower the passenger demand, but no thanks. That's very true. That's very true. Or what you could do, just run more services, make more money. There's 39 people waiting in Brighton to go into London. So this, oh, okay, there's 120 people waiting at Paddington for the train. Right, so now we really have hit that sort of bottleneck where I do need a bit more money. If everyone could just turn their heads and sort of just not look at what I'm doing and sort of pretend like they don't see what's happening. There we go. Suddenly, the banks have actually just agreed to give me another $5 million dollar loan. Again, don't know why it's in dollars, considering we're in the UK, but I'll take it. Okay, guess I can't afford that, and I can't afford that. Right, what's the next train to arrive into London? Because I'll actually make that be 2 coaches. Next one is train number 2. Manage vehicle. Give that an extra coach, because that is going to need it to come when it comes into London. This will make it the slowest train on the entire network, so it will constantly be caught up by faster trains behind it. Yeah, it only gets 207,000 a day. Yeah, so I suppose you could just simulate it, like think of it as sort of your network has disruption on it. That's why there's 10,000 passengers waiting. So run extra services, up the frequency even. The main problem is people trying to get to Rotterdam and the Hague from Utrecht. Yeah, that's also another thing that I find a bit of a problem with NIMBY Rails. Actually, now that I think about it, when I did my own save in my own time, that wasn't on the stream. So I started in Croydon trying to do the entire like London network before I actually did it on stream, and gonna be honest, starting with the trams, it was an absolute nightmare because a lot of people were changing in central Croydon, and had a large problem of when I then built National Rail down the Brighton Mainline and then up the Bedford Mainline as well. A lot of people would change at East Croydon instead of taking, say, like the Hayes shuttle. And changing at London Bridge, they'd all change down at East Croydon, and then I'd have like 10,000 people waiting for my trams. So I ended up running like a 3-second service on my trams, just because of the amount of people that wanted to go, say, to like New Addington or Beckenham Junction, instead of actually just taking the train. So, train number 3, mopping up what train number 2 couldn't pick up, with still 76 people on it. Well, this should make the absolute ginormous bucks. Arriving into Exeter St David's, and it's made 700 grand, so we're actually doing pretty well. And with that being said, I think that this will be a good spot to leave this episode for now. So I thank you all for making it this far, for watching this far, and if you did enjoy this video, do be sure to give it a like, subscribe for more, because I try to stream once every single week. Stream other games, including this game, Transport Fever 2, OMSI 2, NIMBY Rails, City Skylines 2. So if that sounds like the sort of content that you're into, do be sure to subscribe for more. My next stream, as I said, will probably be on NIMBY Rails, and couldn't tell you what time frame that would be, but I'd sort of say probably around Sunday. But with that being said, do thank everyone for making it this far, and do be sure to give it a like. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I enjoy your City Skylines streams. Yeah, that might be the stream after my NIMBY Rails one, so do stick around. That's all I will say. But with that being said,